Three. Hello, welcome back to Tactical Chili. My name is Patricio, and I'm with Charlie. How are you, Charlie, today?
Good, thanks. How are you? Hello, everyone.
Not too bad, not too bad. Um,
Bit of a long
how's
week for you, I
preparation, man?
hear.
Yeah. Preparing all of that in the back.
Yeah,
The boxes for Team New Zealand, all the equipments and the stuff that we are giving as sponsors. So quite cool. Been really interesting journey. So yeah, but long, too long, man.
it's awesome.
Um, how
Yeah,
been you? You are painting. Sorry, I'm going to
I,
move this chair because my OCD is
it's
come.
fine. Just getting a good
Thank you.
look at the boxes there.
Yeah.
Now
Oh,
with
there we
those boxes, they will be available for sale on the website, won't they? People will be able to
go.
get themselves a copy
Yes.
at some stage.
They will be able to get one. Will not have the name. Only Team New Zealand will have the name on their boxes. But yeah,
That
they
pays to be
they
special.
yeah, well, you are going over there representing the team, and pretty much the logo will be the same that is in the box in there. So will be both logo Team New Zealand, big boxes with lots of space. You can get your objective markers inside of the box, like in there. So yeah, it will be a good treat. Let's see how it goes. What do we have today?
Well, I mean, you kind of teased it already. You held up the
Oh,
box
did I?
with the name.
That was not prepared,
Yeah.
but yes, I did that.
Yeah. So we've been doing the Team New Zealand Road to WTC series for a few weeks now, and we've managed to get almost every single team member in front of everyone listening. And I thought to close it out, we literally fly tomorrow as of recording. We fly tomorrow afternoon. Thought we'd do a little bit around the support staff, the coaches, and have a chat around, why we're going, what function does the coaches play in the big teams event, what sort of our expectations are, and yeah, what
The experience from
yeah,
last year.
what our experience will be, and yeah, what we took away from last year, our learnings. So far we've actually already have new learnings without even going that we'd like to see get started, going forward as well. So why don't we welcome our awesome guest in?
Yeah. Let's give a good welcome to our good friend Chris Voss. How are you, Chris?
Hey, Chris,
I'm doing well, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank
lovely
you
to have you
for
on the
accepting.
show.
Yes. Well, Chris, just for the people that is listening to us, Chris is a good friend of all of us. It's also a player that lives in the beautiful Rotorua,
Yep,
Spellerua, Roto Vegas.
it's the one.
Choose your name.
All of the above.
Um, and he travels a lot for playing. We are going to talking today about all of this, the preparation, what you say. But Charlie, I need to say something. This guy travel from Rotorua to Auckland on the weekends to work with the team, help them with the games and the stuff. You were there, I was there, but this guy traveled from fucking Rotorua. That is commitment. So
Yeah, he makes me feel bad complaining about my 1 hour drive to the training
yeah,
days.
I know, man. Just
Yeah.
just wanted to put it there, Chris. Really, my hat off from for you, man. That is the commitment that you are looking for. So, Charlie, and Chris, what is being a coach or being, part of the support team in WTC? What's going on here? Most of the people think, oh, let's go and play, roll some dice, play the toys holders, and normally, if you are familiar with WTC here in Auckland or the five-man squads, you normally don't have a coach. Why we need a coach? What is that role? What is that important?
So I guess to tackle that question, we didn't realize last year just how important coaches would be. Um, last year we went with no coaches, just the 8 players, thinking, yeah, she'll be right. we've played teams events for a few years now. We've never had a coach. We'll just pack up and go and see what happens. And then we get there, and then you see countries like the USA who have 23 coaches, and you just go, what is going on? I feel like, when the lists get revealed and you see people's lists, you go, I did not think about that. I wonder what that does. That's kind of that same feeling. You go, we've missed something here. And I guess from playing without, we were lucky enough in the end to have someone local, someone from France, help us out. Gabby was our honorary New Zealander coaching for us last year, a support crew. And we've mentioned a few times that we probably wouldn't have made it without him and done so well. It's really about taking away a lot of the stress from the players, either in the preparation leading up to the event or during the actual event itself. And we'll dive into this a little bit later, but there's certain things that only coaches are allowed to do. And there's a lot of things coaches cannot do. But they're effectively there to focus. It's like any professional sport. You want the players to focus on performing the best, right? Whether it's bringing them water or looking up rules, getting judges, clarifying simple things like watching the table while the players go to the bathroom was a luxury that we didn't really think about having. You just don't think about that kind of stuff. But when you're in a hall with 300 people, and the toilets are at the opposite ends of this aircraft hangar, it's a reality, right? Yeah. So I guess when we came back, Chris, been playing with Chris for a very long time, and we got into discussing around how do we make the next year's WTC team better? How do we improve? What angles can we come at? And I think, Chris, me and you were the first two to sort of put our hands up going, we'll just coach. We're all in for the coaching spot. And also New Zealand as a new country, we don't really have a system or a practice of bringing coaches or training coaches. So we thought we'd kick that off, just go, see what's like, put a few kind of guidelines in place and go from there. What do you reckon?
Yeah, no, exactly. I followed the WTC team last year pretty actively, or as much as I could. I watched all of Joe's streams. You guys on stream was awesome to see John T playing, and that really sparked me. It's okay, we brought it last year, but we can bring it so much harder. And
Yes.
One of the things we need is good coaches and people that want to be coaches and want to just help the team grow. And that's kind of my mentality is I just want New Zealand to be the best. I don't care if I'm playing. I don't care if I'm a coach. Yep. If I'm there and I can help, that is all I need to be able to do. I'm still part of the team. That's really all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess functionally, coaches just provide a lot of different things for the players on the spot, right? From like we mentioned, just being able to help. So in WTC, they're 4-hour rounds, and the way they play overseas is slightly different. They love calling judges to the table, from simple things like, please tell me if I have line of sight here, because the players cannot agree, which almost never happens here, to do I get cover? On an average game, I was talking to Dave about this as well when we were over there, people would call a judge, 6 times. Whereas I went through the entire event without calling a single judge once because it just wasn't, built into my playing habit.
Yep.
I'd work through the rules, and that can show up a lot of times. 4-hour rounds go by fairly quickly. So
when you're trying to play the best you possibly can,
exactly.
you want to take your time. Yep.
Exactly. I remember one of the rounds, I was down. It was like a 17-3 to my opponent. I was going to my turn 5, bottom of 5. I think I had 28 minutes on the clock. I remember taking 25 minutes to think about my turn, executed, rolled the dice, scored 35 points, pulled it back to a 12-8, right? It's
awesome.
It's being able to take time like that, and you do want to maximize time for yourself. So the way I saw coaches, we've been shaping it up as we progress through the year, but having players built in the habit of, hey, asking coaches for help. For example, I'm going to move here. I can't remember if I roll this or this particular rule. Hey, Chris, can you just look up on the app to clarify the wording of the rule while I go off and I move somewhere else and I'll park this particular bit here. Or go, hey, look, we're not sure about this interaction. Can we call a judge to clarify, and things like that. Just having the coach as an extra set of hands to make your play as frictionless as possible, I think, is one of the big things. And for myself, it's fulfilling the role of doing points updates, like going around. Who needs to push, making sure the captain Finn is updated on how the round overall is going, because Finn obviously can't be in all places at once. He's got to focus on his game. Just getting the pulse off the game really in the round.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think that data entry thing is going to be really important as well, like being able to update, because I'm assuming last year you basically had no like Nari and stuff. It was just
so Gabby did that. So to this point, Gabby actually showed us how critical a coach was, because he plays in the France Teams League. I believe he's in League 2, Tier 2. So he because they're just neighboring countries, right? So he travels to War Masters to play, and then he stays at the WTC to watch the different teams and stuff. So I think we got connected through him through Taus's, another one of Alex Taus's friends who knew that Gabby was going to be there, and just went, hey, would you like to coach for Team New Zealand? So it was everything from having water, buying lunch, all the logistical things to keep the players going. And by the way, lunch sells out at like 11 o'clock. The round doesn't finish until 12:30 or something. So that was critical. To him going around with a bit of paper with the board going, what are you predicting? Are we up? Are we down? And he had this really calming effect of going, just play for your points. Don't need to push. We've got 2 20s, looking really good. Or he'll come over and be like, can you push for a couple of more points just to secure the win? We're looking at about a draw, that kind of stuff. And I think that's something we can adopt locally, even in 5-mans. And Chris, I mean, you can talk to this, is you've actually been a coach in a couple of the local 5-man tournaments, right?
Yes, it was one of the things. Is like, as soon as I was put on for the coach for Team New Zealand, I was like, well, I got to get some practice in, get some reps in as a coach, not just as a player. Like, yes, I do love playing, but my role was going to be a coach, so let's just give that a go and see what I can learn here, and then adopt what I can to WTC when we go over. And it was really interesting. The view from other teams was like, oh, Chris, why aren't you playing? And I was like, oh, I'm coaching for a team. It's like, why would you need a coach? And it's like, it's such a foreign thing here. It's just not even expected. Like, well, you wouldn't coach, like you might as well just play. And I was like, well, yeah, but there's a whole lot to it. Like, so I got the pairings for the teams that I played on, which was like, so I got to have like a bit of fun with the pairings, and then just keeping the teams up to date. Like, hey, do you guys need waters? Do you need a Coke? Do you need some paracetamol? Like, the last thing you need is, like, if you're getting a headache, you don't want to take 10 minutes, go find your drink, go find your drugs, and come back to the table. You want to be able to, sweet, I can keep focusing on this. Someone else can go away, get it, come back. And you never leave the table unless you have to for whatever reason. And I was coaching for some newer teams, and it was just amazing for them. Like, they really appreciated it. Everything was like, oh, cool. It was like, it's just good being able to focus on it. And it was also really good for morale, because I could just walk around and be like, hey, man, like, Nate over there's got like a good score coming in. Sweet, Jamie, you can just like take it a bit easier. Like, stuff like it. It's really good just to be able to relax and just like play your game, instead of being like, oh, I need to try and score as many points as I can, which everyone knows with 40k can flip the other way. If you try and push a bit too hard, it can absolutely just blow out a game the other way. So just knowing that, cool, I've got my 10. I'm just gonna like sit back and just coast as.
Man, sounds too pampered, Back in my day. No, it's really good. So it sounds like you got some positive feedback, and you're absolutely right. A lot of the questions we get that I've gotten personally is, first it was last year going, why would you pay thousands of dollars to go halfway across the world just to roll some dice and play 40k and probably lose to the top teams? I was like, well, I'm still going to be playing 40k, right? Like John T said, I kind of like 40k. All of us kind of like 40k. And just being able to roll dice against some new players, like from different countries, different play styles, is already amazing. And that this year's changed to, why are you paying that amount of money again just to go to not play? Well, first of all, we are both playing in a 500-person super major, so there's that.
Hell yeah.
I don't even know if there's 500 people in all of New Zealand that play 40k, so that's amazing. I mean, you've been to LVO, so you've seen the bigger kind of events, but this is going to be my first tournament that's more than singles tournament. That's more than 50 people.
Oh wow, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
That's going to be amazing. So and the players in War Masters are usually a lot of playing team members from other countries, as well as their coach staff, which usually, if you look at USA, come out of their WTC academy as well. So you're talking top caliber players from around the world and just go and have a good time, right?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
You're going to be playing against some of the best players in the world from every different country. Like, who would not want to be a part of that? Like, who gives a shit if you get beaten? You're getting beaten by one of the best players in the world. You're going to learn stuff. And you're going to make friends.
But
Like, it's going to be
Yeah.
such a great opportunity.
Yeah.
and that's a good point, Chris, because if somebody is asking you why you go the half across the world, pay all that money to be beaten by, I don't know, a States or UK team, blah blah blah, like, do you do the same question to an athlete that goes to the Olympics to try to do the, you sometimes have expectations. Yeah, I may not win, but my win is going to be here in this bracket between 10 and 15 for say something. This is my aim this year. You're building it up for the future. So if you don't try, if you don't go there and you don't play, how you are going to improve, how you are
Yep.
going to get that exposed, that experience. Like Charlie already,
Yep.
all the old experience from last year that Nari as a captain and the 8 men that went there uh, brought back, and it's all paying already because you guys are preparing more, working with other countries. You're doing screenings. You're doing a lot of things that you didn't do it. You're bringing coaches.
Yeah.
How many coaches you going? 3?
Yeah.
3, and Gabby from last year will be rejoining us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
So we
you're
will
going
have
to be
4
4
coaches.
again.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Imagine that, like half. Also, you can take 2 of you for per 2 people per coach, and you just focus on those 2 guys.
Yep.
Easy. It is way better. What other thing that people don't know? If you coaches actually needs to be prepared also to play,
Yep.
because that is true.
Yes.
If for example one of the players gets sick because he eats a massive burger with blue cheese and is not getting well next day, that is Charlie's fault first of all. But second of all, one of you guys will need to pick up that faction and play.
Yep.
Yep.
So
So
how's that works with you guys? Do you prepare for a specific factions? Do you have a seat like, okay, cool, Chris, you are going to take this, Charlie, this. How that works? So for people understand that.
So they've actually changed how your backup player works this year. So in previous years, you would nominate a 9th player for the team outside of
Okay.
coaches. Well, the person would be part of the coaching staff, but they're nominated, so his name, their name is already listed up when you submit the team roster, the playing team. And if anybody happens to have to drop out for any reason, last year I think one of the players from Team Germany had to go to the emergency room. They brought in their 9th player to take over and play. That person has to learn all weight lists and all weight styles of playing. Right, it's a little rough. This
Yeah.
year they have actually opened that up a little bit and said, look, everyone from your staff team can actually replace one of your players, and we've taken that and gone, okay, we did have 4 coaches from New Zealand planned, and then people just finalizing the team going over, we ended up with 3 coaches, so myself, Chris, and Ben Clark, and we kind of looked at the composition that we had. We had that weekend at Finn's. We looked at our team composition and we kind of discussed it among us, going, who's got experience playing what? And I think we actually quite neatly divided it into 3, with me taking most of the melee-orientated armies. Chris, you were on more of the shooty ones, coming from that Tau background, right?
Yeah.
Then we gave Ben the sort of upsy downsy. Oh no, you had upsy downsy.
I had
Ben
upsy
had
downsy. Yeah.
Elder. Yeah, Ben had
Yeah,
Elder.
he had
This
the
would have played
Elder.
Elder
Yep.
before.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's good. And it's been
Except
really
sisters.
fun.
Nobody wanted sisters.
Yeah, Michael, you're just not getting sick. I'm sorry. But
Yeah, we just told Michael he
you're playing.
can't get sick.
Yeah.
It is interesting how in New Zealand there is so little sister players. It's like I think there's Michael in here and then the rest, but it's a couple of them.
Yeah, I feel like sisters win rate in New Zealand is like artificially inflated because no one gets to play against them, so they just like slide under a lot of the time. It's like, and it's like,
Yes.
yeah,
Michael will come out and dominate. I know Dylan's
Yeah.
pretty good. Dylan was a
yeah, true,
Yeah.
true, yeah. There's
Oh,
more coming out now for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. there is more coming. But yeah, that is interesting. Um, so what is the expectations for you guys this year for the event in general? You're going as a coach, but I guess you guys have their own feeling about how New Zealand will perform and what is your expectation as a coach with the team? What do you think about that, Chris?
Like, how do I think the team's going to perform this year, or just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. That's one of them. The
yeah.
performance. What is your expectation about the team, the performance of the team? You have been, I guess, involved on the all the training and all of that. So I guess you start building up that hope and and trying to, oh yeah, I think we can do it. But what, how do you feel about that? What's your expectation about the team?
I always have the mindset that you shoot for as best as you can do, and you just go for that. So I think Team New Zealand's going to absolutely smash it this year. I think we've prepped way harder than we did potentially last year. I didn't know about the training, but I think from Charlie's smirk just there, I don't know how much
You
training we
assume
actually
we
did.
trained.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like the training camps, everyone's onto it. Everyone knows what their jobs are. Everyone's going to deliver on their jobs this year. So like from my mindset, I think we're going to absolutely smash it. Like my goal is definitely to get us into that tier one this year. Like if we can be going into next year as a tier one team, I think that would be a huge goal for Team New Zealand.
That is
Yeah.
interesting. I like your mindset, Chris. That is a good. I guess that is a good aim to, well, first of all, do better than last year, for
Yeah,
sure.
always,
But
always.
always. But yeah, yeah, I quite like your how positive you are with that.
Yeah. I
Right.
mean,
What about you, Charlie?
I completely agree with Chris. I think we have a much stronger, much better prepared team, with a whole team of veterans this time as well, and just more time to get the team together to play as well. I think last year I think we got the team together maybe 3 months before the event, and we submitted the lists 5 weeks out, something like that, because I didn't start building my GSC until after list submission.
Good, good.
Good. It was great,
Classic.
and I had like maybe 5 games with it before we went. But it was different motivations last year, right? Whereas this year we took our learnings, we went a lot. We had built the relationship, and through David being able to connect up with some of the European countries that we collaborate with, and just which was huge. We didn't have any of that last year. And Nari starting the TTS league when we came back straight away, just to get people using TTS, playing more games, getting used to the idea of having to use TTS as a tool for training is big, because we do have players like John T in Hamilton, with Alex Taus in Christchurch, that kind of stuff. Not being able to play in person a lot, and yourself in Rotorua, right? And I think that
Yeah.
that probably needs to grow. We just need to bring more of the community in. I'd love to see New Zealand top 10, and I think
Oh
we can
yeah,
absolutely do it.
yeah,
I mean, the example I always go back to is we drew Belgium last year and they were 10th.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
not out of the question. And we were the high end of the draw. We were 1 point
Yeah.
from winning. So we've definitely got the skills. Very seasoned pairings team as well. A lot of
Mhm.
skills there. And yeah, this is the core team that's gone through things like ANZTC this year as well. So very much experience in the 8-man format. Whereas last year, probably more 5-man format players.
Yeah, that scrum in the second half of the
Yeah.
pairings is such a unique thing that
Yeah.
if you actually haven't practiced it a whole lot, is really difficult to actually understand. Like I've practiced it a bit myself just because it's interesting, but
Yeah.
it's so much can happen there, and you actually have to play in so many different contingencies that it's so pivotal to actually do that. I'm assuming everyone on this knows how like the pairings works, right?
No, we shall now go into it in detail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, we have been talking about in the previous episode how the pairings works in general, but I think you're right. If you have played teams, um, that 5-man, that is what we have been playing here mostly. It is the first of all, the build up of list is different. The
Yep.
choosing list or armies is different, because there is sometimes with 8-man squad you can avoid certain things, so you can try
Yep.
to pair and a list that looks weak in a 5-man in an 8-man can potentially be quite good. And that's the interesting part. I did not know about that until, well, I start getting more knowledge about that, and it's like, oh, cool. Like, for example, people will, with the meta right now, it's like, I will not take Eldari in a team's event, maybe in a 5, but in an 8, Eldari now it looks good because you can avoid a couple of matchups and
Yep.
get to the ones that you can actually pull a good, some points.
Yeah.
And that's very interesting. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
quite cool.
Get
'Cause
scourges into vehicles and you are happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in 5-man teams, you're kind of like, we've got a first defender, we've got a second defender. It's pretty easy to work out, okay, if I drop this down, they counter with this, what our next drop is going to be and stuff. But when you get to like, this is our 4th defender,
Yeah, it's
and sometimes the lists run out of steam. So I would say like our team composition this year is a lot stronger as well, to Patricia's point. Just it's got a lot of teeth and a lot of kick for some of that later pairings. And we don't necessarily give up a lot in the early stages. We've got a lot of strong defender lists. So
Yep.
yeah, I think
And
we're
I
going in
guess,
with a plan.
yeah,
yeah,
I
for
guess
sure.
that is important because you if not, you get too predictable, and then your
Yeah.
position will say, well, yeah, that's true. This in these two first ones, they will drop all of this. If
Yeah.
we prepare, we get the easy ones. If they don't do it, we get the and it's yeah. It's not to say that last year was bad. As Charlie says, the preparation, the lads. We have a couple of the lads there were jumping on the train just at the last minute. Um, so it is, yeah, you can see the there, you can see the difference.
For
Sorry.
sure. For sure. Um, Talking about
Uh,
TTS, Charlie. Sorry, just a quick question came
no,
into
no, you
my
go. Yeah.
into my mind. How much do you think TTS has helped with the team this year compared to like last year? Obviously, there wasn't a whole lot of training before last WTC, but how much do you think like the TTS side, like the tabletop simulator, has like helped us grow our lists and all that kind of stuff?
Um, I think it's a really good place for people to try different things. There was the league going on, and probably more importantly, TTS is a tool that gives us a connection to, the collaboration teams, just the overseas scrims as well, which is a
Yep.
huge introduction into how we operated the team this year. We didn't do any of that last year, right?
Sure.
I think John T was the only person on the team that had played any TTS, and that's only
Yep.
because he only played
Play
TTS before.
TTS. Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of people had, and I think Alex Taus had played a bit because he knows some of the European guys a bit better because he's
Sure.
travelled. But yeah, for everybody else, it's very much we've played. Chris from Rotorua, we've played the Kraken guys in Auckland, we've played Hayden from up north, or we've played the Plastic People gang from. Oh, they weren't even called that previously. They were called something
Confused
else.
screaming. I think.
Confused Screaming. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Confused and screaming. Yes.
Those are kind of like the teams that we play. Benchwarmers, the Roosters. Those are the people that we play regularly, and being able to play beyond that point, just to see what some of the other countries' meta has been as well,
You
because
get
they
very
play
comfortable.
very differently.
Yeah, you get very comfortable. Like I know how you play, Charlie. So like if I play you, I know what kind of game I'm getting into. Whereas if you play someone on TTS, I agree with you completely. It's like you have to play your game. You can't play into your opponent. You have to play like, okay,
Yeah.
this is the matchup. Let's play this matchup. You're not playing the person, which I think is exactly what you need to do at WTC as well. You're playing the army against the army. You're not playing the person against the person.
Yeah.
Like,
And
You can get intimidated with that. Like, let's say, uh, for example, I just this example from last the Warp Wars. I was playing with a bench warmer. We went against the Mighty Cox, and we pair Logan against Matt Morisoli, and
Yep.
everybody knew who was Matt Morisoli except Logan. Logan did not know, and he
uh,
played the game. Yeah, zero idea who this guy was,
yeah.
and he played the game and he beat him. And it's like, dude, you just beat one of the best players. It's like,
Yeah.
who, this guy? Yeah. And he charged I don't know many dollars per hours for coaching. That guy.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, I did not know. So I guess if we told him probably, hey, this is Matt Morisoli, top one in Australia and whatever in the world, probably he was going to mentally he was going to be fucked, and probably he was not going to win that game.
Yeah, you play more conservatively because like, oh, I just need to get some points because they're better players. Like, no, you play your game against their game. Like, you don't. Yeah, it's
when you mentioned that, it's kind of crazy because you think about it. Logan got to play with someone that was in the finals at LVO that year.
Yeah.
Right. I think Solly was in the finals.
he got
right?
to quarter. He got to
Quarters?
semi-final. He was in the semi-final.
Semi-finals, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Semi-final.
yeah.
Which
And
is
he
pretty
comes with
insane.
and he comes
exactly.
with what? Marisoli was playing Thousand Suns, and Logan was playing Imperial Knights. Not even that's pre, but that is late and everything. It's like, and he won. He was
Yeah.
even running a big night, which was stupid at that
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah, that is, yeah. So that's one of the things of teams that you can get from. But yeah, it's really cool, very interesting.
Yeah.
But what about the well, you guys will do all the helps that you can provide. You both will play on the War Masters. What are you playing on War Master, Chris?
I'm taking my good old Tau, my faithful fish people. Yeah. It's like I was bouncing up like custodians because they're easier to travel with, but I've been playing Tau realistically for the past year anyway. I have delved into like Blood Angels a little bit and custodians a little bit, and I didn't have all the models for the Blood Angels army, and yeah, again,
And you are
I
not
like
crazy
Chilli.
like Charlie.
Me
Yeah,
neither.
yeah. Yeah, no, I wasn't up for that vibe. I had to paint like 7 models, and I was like, "That's enough." Yeah, so like, nah. So I'm taking Kai on Tau. So yeah, just kind of what you'd expect. Like,
It is
Always be
Tao
Monkai,
your
Chris. Like I keep telling you.
Monka.
yeah, that is the one like complete like difference between the two of us. Is like I'm very much like I'll play turns 3, 4, and 5. You'll play turns 1, 2, and 3, and like we'll see who comes out on top.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it's Tao your favorite army, Chris?
it was the army that got me back into the game. So like I like a lot of people I played when I was a kid, and then stopped because I got too cool and girls became interesting. And then I actually did like a big OE, was living in the UK at the time, and I saw the Tau Start collecting box, and I was like, man, I always wanted to collect Tau. So I bought it, and I ended up buying, I think, 4 of those boxes because I was like, wow, it's so cheap over here. This is amazing.
I was gonna say,
I was like,
was
yeah.
it the price that got you back in?
Yeah, exactly. And then I bought 3 Riptides, and then I bought all this other stuff, and I was like, oh, and then I had like 3,000 points of Tau, like pretty quickly. And yeah, that got me back into it. I was just hobbying that up, and then came back to New Zealand, and that's when I started playing like competitively. I actually ended up playing Orcs competitively first because they were like strong at the time. Tau was pretty bad, so I was like, oh, I bring up my old Orcs, and
I don't
yeah.
remember your Orcs. When did you start playing competitively?
Oh god, it was like directly after COVID, basically, when tournaments started back up because I came back to New Zealand like COVID times.
Right.
Yeah.
2019.
Uh,
Ish.
2019, 2020, around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking because I would have seen you at some of the tournaments back then, but I've always seen you play Tau. I don't.
Yeah. I think my first 3 events, I played OTT and Lakes of
Yes,
Blood with Orcs. Well, I played like the 140, 150 Orc boys lists, which was horrible. Like getting back into competitive 40k and then choosing that army to go into it was
Yeah.
horrible idea. But yeah. It was a lot of fun. That was when you could just jump boys around and you just like bang 9-inch charges left and right. It was great.
I must have missed. I think that was the OTT I didn't go to.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That was where I met Nairi as well. She was playing her Harlequins. That was like
yes. I was in that OTT. I remember your Orcs and the Ainari Harlequins. That you were not there, Charlie. You are right. The OTT after COVID was a weird OTT because I think it was pushed forward or was moved. I don't remember how was the issue, but it was because of COVID. It was up and down. But yeah.
Wait, was that Nari with the 9 boats or?
No, that was before that time. That was just
Yeah.
normal, Harlequins kind of jank.
Okay, because I remember playing Nari at OTT. When she had the Void Weavers. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I took that exact same list to the Wellington tournament.
I do remember that.
It was fun.
You came 5th or 6th, right? You came top 5.
Yeah. I played the mirror 3 times. It was like that was fun.
Of course.
Yeah, that is this kind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, we played that one, didn't we? We played round 1 and you beat me.
Yep. That was
Carried by the army.
Oh, come on, man.
It was
Probably you
literally
forgot about
it
the
was
screening.
literally Chris's first game with that army, I
Yep.
think.
Yeah, it was real bad that I was like, oh, I could just table you. This is easy.
And I was not playing a bad list. I was playing Tau when they were really, really strong as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. You had the Storm Surge in that list, eh?
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
beautiful. That was beautiful.
The
Um,
Storm Surge, yeah.
You know, the reason why I took Tau was because I was too late asking Nairi to borrow the army after OTT.
Yeah.
I asked a week after. He said, I already promised it to Chris. Damn
Yeah.
it. Now I don't have
Beautiful.
Harlequins to play.
Yeah.
You couldn't have asked Ashley. Ashley had all the votes the same list.
I didn't know Ashley back then. That was my first OTT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have it here. Now it's mine. It's my army
Yeah.
now.
Nice.
I'm glad that's not a thing anymore, by the way. Just like putting that out there. I would never play that army again. That was horrible. That Harlequin 9 Void Reaver list. It's like, oh, you
Yeah.
can't shoot me outside of 12? That's not what we want for 40k.
No.
Yeah, that
no.
was.
No.
But they are back. They are coming back. Just
Yeah.
wait for the codex. Wait for the
It's the
codex.
dream.
Yeah.
Built
I mean,
up.
let's ask Chris some more questions about him.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we talked a little bit around when did you first start playing. What would be your all-time favorite faction? I'm gonna guess Tau, but
yeah, it is definitely Tau. Like I like the lore behind them as well. Like it's what got me back into the hobby. So it's kind of got like a little special place. When I first started playing 40k, the guy that got me that I played with, he played Tau. So I just took like Space Marines because like, well, like these guys are also pretty cool. But I always wanted to collect Tau, and so like I never could because like, oh, I'm not gonna collect the same faction as my mate, so because that would just be silly. So I had like a Space Marine army, and then I got a Orc army, and then got too cool for it. And then it's like when I got back into it, I was like, you know what? Yeah, these robots, these guys are fucking sweet.
they are.
Yeah.
I did enjoy arguing with you for the entire 9th edition on whether Wonka or Kalyon was a better choice.
Yeah. I think the issue is it swapped like halfway through. Like those balance patches where one became better. So like one of us was right for like 2 months, and then it would change, and then the next person would be right for a little bit. So like it was interesting.
Yeah, I never changed.
Yeah.
Every game I thought about going Kalyon because I knew that was what was better and what people play and play the late game. And then I looked at how I deployed. I just went, nah, Monka all the way. I want to advance.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's fun.
That is-
So, tell us your favorite faction. Do you have a favorite event in New Zealand that you like to attend? And it's the one you must go to every single time.
Ooh, like OTT has a special place in my heart, like over the top, just because it's one of the closer events. Again, I think it was my first event that I went to, so I was like, it got me into like competitive. Like, oh, these actually pretty cool people. Like, I had 5 like really good games. Like my first 5 games of like competitive 40k were like 5 really good games against like fun players to play against, which just got me hooked. So OTT is one of those ones. It has always had like a bit of a thing about the terrain on it. Like, there's definitely been matches that I've had where I'm like, I didn't go first. This is this is the vibe. But that's like the most recent year that's definitely been fixed. So like that's not really an issue anymore. But yeah, I would say OTT. I think that's one of those events that like when I hear about it, I'm like, okay, I put that in the calendar straight away.
Yeah.
I think I have never missed an OTT, even with the bad terrain. I have never missed one.
Yeah.
And there was years that I did not play competitive at all, like, but as OTT in the calendar, and I needed to go to that one.
That's good.
I don't know. Yeah, and it's kind of like I don't know if it's my favorite, but yeah, it has a special. I like Hamilton.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah, it's a cool event, and like a bunch of my friends always go to it. Like the Aucklanders come down, like and like a lot of the Rotorua people go up for it, so it's kind of a cool like mashing. Not a lot of the Rotorua players go to the Auckland tournament, so it's kind of nice to have like that event in between that a lot of the Rotorua players can play in and play against the kind of scary Aucklanders.
Yeah, I think Hamilton is that the advantage of Hamilton is that you have it's very central. So Tauranga, it's 1 hour and or so. Rotorua, same. Even Taupo, Palmy Stone, probably is not that bad driving. That all the way here to Auckland and from Auckland, and it's cheaper to stay I think
Yeah, for sure.
it's yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Nice, love it. See you at next year's OTT. I gotta
Yeah,
go
it's fun.
back.
I need to
and work
win
on
one. I've come like
No. I
I
need
think
my
second
triple,
and
man. I need
third.
my
Yeah.
triple.
I
need to go
almost did
back
it
and
this
get my
year,
triple.
but if I could beat Jonty in the final, I would have had that. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
man, it's the
You were
That
so
was
closest.
close.
last
I've
We
been
were
in the
all
final
rooting
2
for
years
you.
in a row. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
I
last
played
year.
the year before, and then it was
Yeah.
Jonty this year. So,
Oh,
man,
sorry, the year before was me.
yeah,
I lost
Yeah.
I lost against John T in the previous match, and then you went against him as like you need to beat John T. Come on,
yeah.
come
Oh,
on. It's
man,
like,
I tried my
oh,
hardest. That list was brutal though. Those
yeah,
the
we
double
loved you,
monolith
John T,
lists.
but we didn't want you to win.
Yeah.
And I played the last game against this guy. Oh,
Yeah.
that Charlie.
Oh no, that's not a game. That's
That
me
was
ready
not a
to go
game.
home.
Never happened. Never happened. Yeah, that was the first time that I play in a tournament against you, Charlie.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah. We always had because being in events, but never have the opportunity to play against, and that was the one most interesting game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm playing the
so
long con. I'm lowering your guard, and next time it's just gonna be
The one.
yeah.
Tactics,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah.
When it really
nice.
matters.
Yeah.
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 But
Um.
that is quite cool.
Yeah. So, Chris, I think in terms of competitive teams events, you've been to quite a few because I see you at every single one. And I think you haven't played as part of the same team twice, have you?
Ooh, have I?
I think
Yeah,
you've.
probably not. No, I don't think I have. It's always been like just jumping around, like trying to
Yeah.
sort something out. Yeah.
So that's really interesting. So how did that come about? Are you because you're not a mercenary for other teams per se, but
No, it's like I have like this is one of the great things I love about like the competitive side of 40K in New Zealand is everyone's pretty much friends. Like I could ask any 5 people that I've like seen at events, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, let's make a team." Like it's so that's basically what it's been like. I was like, I've asked Nairi and I've asked other people, and I was like, hey, do you want to
Yeah.
make a team? I usually start with one person. And I'm like, cool, I want to play like a tournament with you. Like there was one that I played with Dan and Michael from the team, and I was like, oh, do you guys want to make a team? Like sweet, and then we just made a team with a couple of other players. Like so it's
I remember that. That
yeah.
was that War Pause a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
And then we played in the last round. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
That
was
was funny.
Yeah.
Imagine if there was terrain.
Oh, the
oh
dream before WTC.
that was the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that the light tables were actually light tables.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's fuck no terrain.
Yeah. And Chris had the unfortunate matchup of playing some dickhead that brought 12 Lehman Russes.
Oh.
That was fun. I had it down as like an
Oh.
orange, and then I was like, I didn't realize how bad this was for me. Yeah.
Back when plasma exterminators were the shit.
Yeah. And I was playing an army. I was like, okay, I have 2 railguns and nothing else hurts you. This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
Good,
And I think
good.
your Riptide blew up as well. It
Yeah.
did like 6 mortal wounds to everything behind it.
Good. Yeah. That was excellent.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
No, that is bad, man.
Yeah.
But that happens.
Oh yeah, that's 40K for you, man. Like,
Yeah. I love explosions. People is like, what's wrong with you? Why you want to explode? It's all your stuff around that. I don't know. I just find that it's cool.
yeah.
And then I love when they do reaction, like the chain reaction. I
That's
lost
brutal.
a tournament because of that, and was locally in Hamilton against Chris Hamilton. So he was playing a Dreadnought list with the what's the name? The Crusades, the Black Templars. So it was pretty much just Dreadnoughts, and I was playing Space Wolves with the Vanguard when you could put your tactical warsuits in advance. So
Yep.
so I have them, I have Ragnar, have a bunch of stuff. So everything was going my way, and he managed to damage a couple of things, and then he shoot one of the warsuit, destroy the warsuit, roll, explode, put wounds pretty much around all my stuff. Ragnar was, I think, in 2 wounds left. The other warsuit explode because of the explosion. So takes the rest of the wounds on Ragnar
Oh,
and kills like 2 more units, explode a rhino that I had there that puts more wounds. And I was like, okay, cool. That's it. That's the game. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah,
But
yeah.
amazing. I really, really laughed for probably half an hour. Like, how the fuck this happened? And Chris is like,
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just won the game because of this.
It's because
Yep.
your dice only roll sixes, Patricia.
Yeah,
Stop
True
sleeping
enough.
with your dice.
yeah.
I will not. I will not. We'll keep doing it. And well, you as Charlie says, you have been in different places,
Yep.
different teams, so have been done a lot of friends, a lot of engaging with the community. Um, so with all of that, I guess uh, I will say, what's your recommendation about play events like teams for new players, for people that have never tried? What you will say to them?
Okay, so I have a pretty interesting view on like teams for new players, and so I have two different views. I new new players to 40k playing teams, I think is a really risky thing, because if
Yeah.
you just get put into bad matchups, you feel like, oh, I'm playing really badly. Whereas like you can have the greatest players in the world, if they get put into bad matchups, they're going to lose games no matter what. But when you're new, you just want to win. So I think it can be really tricky for like really green players to play teams. I still think it's a great environment, and I think you'll still have a really good time. But it can be hard for especially people that are goal orientated to play teams early on and understand that, oh, I can actually lose 5 games and still be doing something good for my team. I think that can be a really hard thing to learn. But as soon as you've had a couple of tournaments under your belt and you kind of understand how teams actually functions, if there was more teams events that I didn't actually have to go to singles events, I would just play teams. I think if there was an option for just playing the same amount of events that I play now, but they were all teams events, I would just play teams events. Like they are so much more fun. You have four, six, seven other people to talk about your games with instantly, and like every game is more important. Losing games becomes more important. Well, not actually trying to lose games, but like
Yeah.
a loss is like not a bad thing. You're not like, oh, okay, I can't win this tournament now. It's, oh, we can still win this whole entire thing. Like it's such a more fun, more like, yeah, it's just better like every way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
So you recommend, well, maybe not to the new ones, but if you have play already, you have competitive experience, try to get into the teams.
yeah,
That's what you
oh,
say.
definitely. I still think if you're a new player, you can give teams a go. Just go into it with the understanding that you're not there to win 5 games. Like losing games is completely okay. Losing 5 games is completely okay. I've gone to team tournaments and I've been the bus. Like I played for Team Rotorua the first year I ever went to a teams tournament, and I was the only one in the team that understood how like appearance worked. So I was like, okay, I can't remember what edition it was. I think it must have been 9th edition, but I just took 12 dreadnoughts as my list because I was like, well, this is fine, and I could just bust myself because I know I could get some points every
Yeah.
game. Like I'm gonna lose 5 games in a row, let's be honest, but I knew I could get some points, so I always put myself up as like second defender and just took whatever bad
Take.
matchup was left. Then the rest of my team at the end could get something decent. And yeah, me understanding that, everyone was like, "Oh, Chris, you're like the best player on the team. You're losing." I was like, "Yeah, but you guys are not losing your games. This is a more important part here, you know? Like it's
I'm taking the
understanding."
bullet for the team and making
Yeah.
you guys, yeah, and
It's
it's
also great
interesting.
copium as well, being like, "Oh yeah, like I was intending to lose my games." Like yeah.
just not by this much. This
Yeah,
one.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
exactly.
but that's true.
I,
I
I
think
have a
Charlie,
counterpoint to that.
yeah, go
I would say
Charlie.
even as a new player, if you can find 4 other people around the same level and have the same expectations, why not? Right? And if you're getting bust all the time, then maybe you should reconsider your friendship with the captain, right?
Yeah.
But it's just, I think it's just, when you win, you win as a team. When you lose as a team. And it's just such a good way to play 40k, and being able to have people to hang out with and talk to and prepare as well leading up to the event. And you're not, because in singles you're kind of in a silo, and you rock up and you go, well, my first round is against this one matchup that's just really bad, and now my entire tournament's kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Goes to
throw a
the
stink on it.
trash.
Yeah, until you get you realize how wonderful a submarine is, and you end up being third. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a team, you're like, okay, cool. I might have a bad matchup, and I bring back 5 points. But if your team win or draw the round, then that feeling as well, and then especially when it's really close, and we've all been in this position, right? Okay, I'm getting tabled. I lose 18-2, but my team needed that 2 points to win.
Yeah.
Right?
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I'll agree with you there, and I'll push on, is at the end of even a singles event, when you go out for dinner with your friends on the Saturday night,
Yeah.
You talk about your games, right? And
Yeah.
it's so much fun. It's one of the best things about going
Yeah.
to tournaments is that time. At a teams event, you get that after every round because you have these other 4, 6, 7 people that you want to talk about how that game just went. So you get that, but it's doubled, and it's more important to talk about your games. I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the preparation leading up to it, because singles event, you wouldn't tell anybody your list. Yeah.
I remember times where I've been so because I knew we'd both be taking Tau, so I was so what do you think about this unit? And you'd be oh, and then we end up both taking it, and I was you motherfucker. You did think it was good.
Tricky bastard.
Yeah.
I'll be oh, I don't have it, but now that Chris is talking about it,
Yeah.
maybe I'll
Whereas
put some.
you do get a bit of that in teams as well, though, because one team won't talk to another team about it.
Yeah.
So
but
you
within
still,
the team, you
for
absolutely.
sure.
But you have the help of your teammates also, where you're building leagues sometimes for yourself. It's is this good or not? And you are kind of who I ask, because all the guys that are competitive or with the guys that I'm going to play are going to be there. So if I tell them, they will kind of so yeah, with the team, you at least go and say, hey guys, I'm thinking about this. And you have different opinions. Yeah, now why? Is way more, the feedback is also way better, so can help you to grow more, I guess, as if you play in teams format. I don't know, it's like
having that player to ask you why you've chosen certain units, and then you having to actually say why you chose that unit can make you well, actually no, this unit isn't important, I can swap it out for this. It's crazy how much that one person be what's that doing there, and they're oh yeah, okay, sure, that was my pet too.
Yeah, basically
exactly.
This is fat, I need to trim that fat.
Yeah,
which
I like
is
being
cool.
challenged on my list as well, because sometimes you think a combo works particularly well,
Yeah,
and you present it to the team, and they just go, no, let's test this out, and you get that feedback a lot earlier than in singles, where it's round 2 and you're trying it out, and it goes horribly
it's
wrong.
not working.
Yeah.
Chris, oh sorry.
No, you go. Yeah.
Charlie has his own question about the burgers. I will not asking you that. Charlie will do that. But I'm going to ask you about, are you ready to settle in one team, or you will be still traveling around with the Odyssey?
So I kind of want to try and make settle a team with the Odyssey, get my journey people with me, and the whole point of because you're alluding to I have a little YouTube channel which is just me just going through my thoughts, doing little tips and tricks. The whole idea of it with the name is Odyssey is you're going on a journey. It's my journey through 40k. So if I think of something cool, it's oh, I'm gonna make a video of it. It did stop for a good 6 months because I got married and some other things came up, and I was well, you know what, this is not actually that important. But I think if I can, getting an Odyssey team would be pretty sweet. I think that's the end goal at some point.
That's cool, because I'm going to say it now and here, you listen it here. Chris is one of the new additions to Chilli Cartel.
Yep.
Yeah, you hear it here, you hear it now. And we are very happy with that. Especially, I will say, Josh, I think having the you all pal there that you have playing with him is good. I think for the rest of us, it's cool to have the experience. But also, I think, as you say, building Tao's relationship and uh, you know, it is quite important. and I think that is the main thing here, and is build that group, that community, and yeah, it's quite cool.
Awesome. Yep.
Charlie, you can do your question.
No,
Go for it.
I was just thinking, you just can't resist, can you? That was our secret weapon.
No, it's not. There is another one also. No, no, no.
So this is the
Do
question
we
we've
have?
been asking on the series
Ooh.
and we'll take you there. Blue cheese on burgers.
Yeah.
Yay or nay for you?
Hell yes, I dig a
Love it.
cheeky cheese, blue cheese on a burger, especially like a nice like beef burgers. Oh mate, like yeah,
All right. That is settled.
Man of culture. See?
that's the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
the smellier the better, mate.
The smelly.
So our goal, because I don't know if Michael will listen to this, is to get Michael to eat one of those burgers. I think
Ooh,
we just need to trick him into it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
I
goal.
think if you
Yeah.
buy it for him, he will try it.
You
Just
guilt
don't
him
tell
into
him.
eating it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't tell him. Just here's your order. Like,
Oh, you are a bastard.
He's been pretty excited about those cold towels during the game, so maybe we can bribe him with a couple of cold towels if he has a blue cheeseburger.
I mean, it's a
Cold
concrete floor.
towels.
He can just lie down if he wants to.
Yeah.
You know?
He's a tall man though.
He is a tall man.
Yeah, he is. And the tables over there, the low, Charlie, is the tables at the 60 centimeters, or they are higher tables?
They're not as high as the ones we've been playing on recently.
Okay,
Okay.
that is
I
I
bad.
think they're slightly higher than what we did have before, but I don't really remember.
That's cool. Well, that is what it is. Um, that is what it is. Well, you guys will give us the experience.
Yeah.
Charlie will be trying to do some live streaming from over there to
Awesome.
share the news, and yeah, be trying to follow up for the people that want. I will be waking up at probably unreasonable hours to be there and be
Yeah.
a support. I will do it. You have my compromise on that. And then for people that does not able to see it online or and on live, basically we are going to post that. So help Charlie with the technology, Chris.
That's the one. Yeah.
Am I a boomer at this stage? Like,
Yeah. We are over 40, mate. We have boomers now.
Warhammer 40 plus.
Yeah, Warhammer 40 plus. That's the thing.
Chris has got
You
a few
remember,
more years.
A couple
yeah,
more.
you still can hold it. You remember, bring your pole, your selfie pole, Charlie.
Oh yeah, I've got to go find it.
Selfie stick or whatever
Yeah.
the name is.
I've got mine,
Yeah.
so if you need it,
Oh, you've got
I
one?
yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Excellent. See?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all the question that we have for you, Chris, today. I really appreciate the time that you gave us today and all the feedback and all that passion that you have for the hobby. That's what we have been seeing through all this. I will say one thing that kind of link all of you guys, depending on how competitive or whatever, is the passion for the game, the passion for the community, for more than just go and throw dice as Jonty loves, because he loves 40K, and it's also the people that surrounds 40K, and as you say, doesn't matter if win or lose. At the end of the day, I can go at the end of a tournament with the lads, have a beer, a meal, and talk and just laugh about how bad I roll, how good I roll, or
How many explosions you had?
how many explosions you had, or how I should have win a game and I start drinking in the middle of the game and get a smash. That had happened. That me. Yeah, I play with Finn. And that was the tournament that I think was the coach,
Oh yeah.
and was every time that somebody get the rules wrong, needed to drink. Every time that you roll a one, you needed to drink. Dude, was 10-1, and I was already smashed.
Good.
That's the way to play. And then we were making up rules, so we get it wrong, and then we were drinking on purpose.
That's excellent. That's exactly what you want, though. That's a good game of 40k right there.
That was amazing. I just remember once we did. Sorry, I'm just divagating, but we did with the lads in Hamilton. We did in my house a couple of drinking 40k or drinking um, kill teams. So pretty
Oh,
much
yeah.
was that. Every time that you roll a one, you needed to do a shot, and
Oof.
was bloody amazing, mate. Was bloody amazing. Yeah, the most degenerative games that I have had in my life. Uh,
Is that the next tactical Chilli tournament?
all that could be, eh?
Bottle
Oh,
of tequila at each table.
what we can do, have you seen this YouTube channel that they do the chicken wings that are with spicy and they talk?
Yeah. Yeah. The First We Feast, is it? Yeah.
I think it's that one.
Yeah.
We can do something similar, Charlie. With the spicy levels, you eat the spicy. We bring somebody to plays with you. So yeah, I think that will be a good one. See, now we have another episode, and then we have one with tequila. I can do that one.
I'll come on that one.
Excellent. See, we already have content, mate. It's unlimited.
So fun.
Unlimited. Cool. Thank you, Chris, again. We will be seeing you around. We most probably, if you are keen, we are going to ask you to come and talk about your experience after. Um,
Yep.
Tell us how was that. Also to motivate people to that maybe they don't think they are good enough to go and play for the WTC team, but they can still go and help to go to the World Masters and be coaches. That is a tremendous job that you guys are doing.
Nah, exactly. Yeah, you don't have to be good to be a good coach. Like I'm living proof of that, hopefully.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see with the War Master results.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
But
that's
yeah,
the part.
how do you think he'll do with War Masters? Just
Oh,
out of
I
curiosity.
like. You know, the goal is always like 3 and 3. I don't like putting like how many wins, how many losses you're gonna get
Yeah.
for like tournaments, but like
Yeah.
there's always like a little goal in the back. It's like, you know, going 3 and 3 would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Like it'd be a nice goal.
My goal is just to not play anybody else from New Zealand, and I would be.
Yeah. It's gonna be
I'll be
round
so
2. We're
happy.
all gonna pair. We're gonna pair it. Like I'll
Yeah,
get Hayden, you'll get Taos. Like
yeah.
Cam will get like Dan or something. It's gonna be horrible. Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
days.
that sounds like early beers. if that
Yeah,
happens.
I think it's just roll the dice. Whoever wins, sweet, cool. Let's just go grab beers. Like we're good.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Cool. Any last words for Chris, Charlie?
No, we are literally. I'm going to see you tomorrow at some
Yeah.
stage. Oh no, you fly first,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm flying early. So I'll see you in like 36 hours time.
36, yeah. See you. We'll see you
Yeah.
next time I see you. Will be in Belgium.
Yeah, man. That's right.
35-degree weather or something like that.
Yeah, it's
It's
looking
going to be
brutal.
fun. Yeah.
Yep.
And you better have a cold beer waiting for me.
I can do. I can have it ready to go as soon as you get out of that airport,
Yeah.
mate.
See, this is our infiltrating coach. He forward deploys.
That's the one,
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Chris, again.
Thank you so much.
We will see you when you are back. Thank you for being with us today. See you,
no worries, guys. See ya.
Charlie.
Patricia.
Great interview today.
That was a very, very fun one, I have to say. Chris, great guy. You know, I think I've only played you once in tournaments, but I've actually played Chris a few times now. We always seem to meet up one way or another. It's always an amazing game. So yeah, really, really looking forward to traveling in less than 24 hours now.
Yep. You're going to be sharing with him lots and being part of this experience. So that is really cool. You have you have been there, so I guess that is good for you. So as you are coming back, but for Chris will be the whole new experience, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
Yeah, it's a bit of a special bond, like when you travel as a team representing your country as well. Yeah, just hope everyone has an amazing experience, and we take away a lot more learnings that we can come back and kick off sort
100%.
of even preparation to be even better next year.
Yeah,
Be really
100%,
good.
100%. Well,
And
I
I
will
hope I finish
be.
painting.
Yes, you need to finish paint. We will be talking about your journey and how did you start it, how did you finish with your painting. There is no way back. I hopefully that works good for you, my friend. I will be seeing you, of course, tomorrow, but also we'll be seeing you live streaming. We will be doing that. Um,
Yep.
yeah. Well, we will not. We talk already this week about the events. We're not going through the events. The only thing that I'm going to mention, if you stay up to here, uh, we are not going to have painting requirements for our RTT on the 24th, 25th. I don't remember,
25th.
24th,
25th.
25th. Yeah, see, because I always say it wrong. 25th of October. So I'm
August.
not. Oh, fuck, August. See,
This
sorry.
month.
Been
It's
a,
this
it's
month.
been it's been a long week. Um, so yeah. Um, yeah. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for listening. Please, if you are enjoying the content, subscribe to the channel and follow us so we can keep bringing all this to you guys. And this motivate us every time that somebody subscribe to the channel. Believe us, we really that really motivate us to keep going. Uh, because we are seeing people that if you subscribe because you're enjoying it and you want to keep listening to us. So thank you for those that have already subscribed, and if you have not done it, do it, please. Yeah,
And leave us any feedback, comments, any content
yes,
you would like us to cover. Um, yeah, would love to do so.
we'll come back with new content after WTC. We will cover the post WTC for sure. But we're already thinking on other contents for you guys. We will try probably. Um, do we give them a little hint of this, Charlie?
I know you love just giving things away, so
Oh, so we are not giving you anything, guys. Sorry, we did not allow it. So that's what it is.
we did say we would do a giveaway at some stage.
Yes, we will, but that will be when you are back
Okay,
from Belgium.
but we do have the merchandise now, which is very exciting.
Yes, we have it, and we'll be also. Uh, yeah, probably we can put it forward. But yeah, we will see. We will see.
Oh,
Cool.
it's been great.
Um, Thank you, Charlie. See you when I see you. Stay spicy. You love that? You don't
we,
like it yet.
we need a new catchphrase, but yes, do stay spicy,
Stay
and hope
spicy, man.
we bring some spice to Europe.
Yes, that's the idea. Cool.
Awesome. Thanks
See
everyone
you,
for
my friend.
listening. We will catch
See
you
you.
next
Yes,
time.
see you, everybody. Catch you later.